Most Nobel Prizes come and go with a wave of headlines, a press release, and a few interviews. But the 2025 Nobel Prize in Physics was different, because behind the announcement, behind the suits, the applause, the formal wording, is a message that scientists have been building toward for more than a century. Quantum mechanics isn't just true, it's practical, and it's finally ours to use. The Nobel Committee honored not just a single discovery, but an entire milestone, a moment when humanity crossed a boundary between understanding the quantum world and being able to control it. This is the story of what the 2025 Nobel really means for science, technology, and the future of our species. Because, whether you noticed it or not, quantum theory just became real. Quantum mechanics has always been weird. Even the greatest physicists struggled with it. Einstein called parts of it spooky. Schrödinger invented a half-dead cat just to show how bizarre it was. Students everywhere felt lost the moment wave functions appeared on the board. For decades, quantum mechanics lived in the world of the very small. Electrons, atoms, photons. You couldn't hold anything quantum. You couldn't see it. You couldn't build with it. It felt like magic, or even worse, nonsense. And yet, the math kept being right. Experiment after experiment kept showing the same thing. The universe plays by quantum rules, whether we like it or not. The problem wasn't the theory, the problem was us. Quantum states die fast. They collapse when touched, when heated, when bumped, when stared at wrong. For most of human history, they were too fragile to use. But slowly, quietly, the tools got better. We learned to cool things colder than space. We made materials with almost no imperfections. We created lasers that barely drift. We invented techniques to block out noise from the environment. And for the first time, quantum states stayed alive long enough for us to actually do something with them. That leap from "we can observe this" to "we can use this," that's what the Nobel Prize recognized. The 2025 Nobel wasn't about one device or one genius idea. It honored a turning point, the moment quantum behavior became reliably controllable. This happened across several types of machines, like the superconducting circuits, trapped ion systems, neutral atom arrays, photon-based processors. Mechanical resonators cooled to their quantum ground stages, different approaches, different labs, different technologies. But all of them reached the same destination. They created stable, programmable quantum states. Not once, not by luck, but on demand. For the first time, quantum information wasn't a fragile accident, it was a resource. Think of quantum information like a soap bubble. Beautiful, but gone the second you touch it. The greatest challenge in quantum technology is keeping that bubble intact long enough to do something useful. In the early days, quantum states died in billionths of a second. You couldn't compute with that. But over the last decade, coherence, the lifetime of a quantum state, exploded. Circuits stayed stable longer. Trapped atoms held their states longer. Photons stayed entangled over huge distances. Mechanical resonators cooled so low, they started following quantum rules. The bubble didn't just survive, it held still. This was the turning point. And it's the core reason the Nobel Prize mattered. When a scientific theory becomes an engineering tool, the world changes. That's what happened with electricity. That's what happened with semiconductors. Now it's happening with quantum mechanics. For the first time, quantum effects aren't just curiosities for classrooms and labs. They're features we can design around, tools we can improve, resources that unlock new abilities. Quantum theory isn't just true, it's useful, and that means the future looks very different from the past. The earliest real-world win for quantum computers is chemistry, not in the distant future, right now. Classical computers struggle to simulate molecules, especially complicated ones. Nature itself is quantum, so trying to model quantum behavior with classical math, it's like trying to paint a sunset using only two colors. You can approximate it, but you can't get the full picture. Quantum computers change everything because they work the way molecules actually behave. Instead of forcing chemistry into rough classical models, they let us study it directly. That means designing better batteries by simulating how their materials interact, creating cleaner energy by discovering new catalysts, and improving medicine by understanding reactions that were too complex to model before. It also opens the door to completely new materials with properties we've never seen. And this isn't speculation. Researchers are already using early quantum devices to study small molecules and test reactions that overwhelm traditional supercomputers. The 2025 Nobel Prize confirmed this direction, showing that quantum-driven chemistry and materials science are becoming real tools, not someday, but now. Not all quantum machines look like computers. Some are built to act like miniature universes, systems that recreate physics we don't fully understand. Neutral atom arrays, trapped ion chains, and photonic networks can copy the behavior of matter that classical computers cannot handle. Scientists use them to explore magnetic phases, exotic states of matter, and quantum phenomena that only exist in theory. In other words, quantum simulators let us study things that have never existed on Earth. The Nobel Prize acknowledges that quantum simulators are becoming the next major instrument of physics, alongside telescopes and particle accelerators. Quantum communication has already moved out of the lab. You can visit cities today, especially in Asia and Europe, where banks and governments use quantum key distribution to secure information. This didn't get much media attention, but it is happening. The Nobel Prize gives this field credibility and momentum. Quantum networks will expand, new protocols will be developed. Eventually, satellites will link continents with quantum-secure channels. It's not just encryption, it's the beginning of a global quantum infrastructure, one that doesn't rely on the laws of classical physics for security, but on the laws of nature. Quantum sensors are quietly becoming one of the most exciting breakthroughs in physics, even if few people notice. Unlike quantum computers, which grab headlines with impossible calculations, these sensors work behind the scenes. They can detect magnetic fields so weak they were once thought invisible, measure tiny changes in gravity, and even spot the smallest shifts in time. This isn't just impressive, it opens doors to applications that could change everyday life. In medicine, quantum sensors could reveal the body in unprecedented detail, spotting diseases long before current scans can. In geology, they could map the Earth's interior, finding hidden aquifers, minerals, or fault lines with extreme precision. Navigation could be revolutionized, letting vehicles move flawlessly even where GPS fails. Machines around the world could synchronize down to fractions of a millisecond, enabling coordination on a scale we've never seen. The 2025 Nobel Prize made this potential undeniable. It didn't just honor quantum computing or superconducting circuits, it highlighted that quantum coherence, once considered fragile and impractical, can now be used to measure the world itself. In the next decade, quantum sensors are likely to leave the lab and enter everyday life. What was once invisible, theoretical, or unreachable will become tangible and practical. Suddenly, we can see and measure the universe in ways humans never could before. For more than 3 centuries, everything we designed, every engine, every circuit, every scientific model, was built on classical physics. The world seemed predictable, ruled by clear causes and clear effects, all fitting neatly into the reality our senses could grasp. Quantum mechanics disrupted the picture 100 years ago, but for most of that time, it lived only in theory and equations. We knew the universe didn't follow classical rules at its core, yet we had no way to work with that deeper truth directly. That changed with the breakthroughs recognized in the 2025 Nobel Prize. For the first time, quantum states are stable enough to hold, controlled enough to shape, programmable enough to engineer, and precise enough to measure. This moment isn't about giant quantum computers replacing everything. It's something more subtle and far more powerful. We can finally interact with the universe the way it actually works. Quantum theory has always been the operating system of reality, the hidden logic running beneath matter, motion, energy, and time. But only now do we have the tools to tap into it deliberately, to treat quantum behavior not as a mystery, but as something we can design, manipulate, and build around. The world of probabilities and wave functions isn't a distant abstraction anymore, it's becoming a technology. And it's the moment physics moves from describing reality to engineering it. The 2025 Nobel Prize in Physics didn't celebrate one experiment, it celebrated a threshold, a moment when humans went from studying quantum physics to using it. This is the same kind of turning point that happened with electricity, magnetism, and computing. At first, the change feels distant. Then, suddenly, it's everywhere. Quantum chemistry will reinvent materials, quantum networks will secure communication, quantum simulators will explore new physics. And all of it is possible because quantum states can finally be held, shaped, and guided. Like any other engineering resource, the quantum world has always been here. Now, at last, we can enter it on purpose. If you want to follow every step of this quantum revolution, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next.